to kind of go there early. I mean, what was, I guess, the conversations you were having that initially forced you to go into the portal, and then what brought you back?
Starters is just me listening to the wrong people for real. I got how to take care of my life. I didn't have control of it. Now I got control of it. I'm doing my own thing. So that's what it really was. What brought me back was, I didn't want to leave. I was a grave here. I love it here, man. I ain't want to leave for real. So that's what it was.
What's it been like building that relationship with Walker? I'm not sure how much you guys had a relationship during the recruiting process, but just getting accustomed to him getting accustomed to you, what was that like over the past year?
I feel like me coming back made it way better. We got a way better connection, once I came back. When Alfred left, he was a little shaky for real, like that whole year. But really, when I came back, me and locker room sat down, got to know each other a little bit more, sat down and got that man-to-man talk for it. And that's it.
Was Alfred leaving maybe kind of a moment of college football as a business for you? That maybe you go through it, you don't realize how much of that is part of the nature here.
No, of course. This is definitely a business for us. You gotta learn it, and I learned the hard way. So.
You mentioned listening to the wrong people. How difficult is that to deal with when you have so many people talking to you about your decisions?
At the time, I was just trying to, listen to my peers, because I was a freshman, I don't know much, so I had to listen to, my peers and go from there. But now, then I didn't have control of my life, I just had to regain it and do what I need to do.
So how good does it feel now to be back and to be spring practice has started, new season, new year?
I definitely got to, reframe myself, and restart, refocus. So.
How would you kind of frame your freshman year then? You talked about Coach Alfred leaving, but just what did you get out of it? What did you learn from it? How do you kind of view last season?
What I learned, I had to grow up. I had to grow up from where I was, until now.
And obviously, the group that was Travion, Quinshon, how much did they help you guys? I know I've talked to other guys about the learning from them. What maybe did you take from seeing two guys that are going to be drafted here in a month or so, working with them every month?
What I took from his leadership, especially Travion, he's a vocal leader in the room, Quinshon, on the field, learning from him, learning how to, run hard, learning how to, be vocal on the field, and make sure I'm, building my teammates up.
What do you view this spring as? What kind of opportunity do you see it as for yourself personally? Personally, I think, I can definitely make an impact. I can definitely, get on the field, and make a name for myself, and prove to myself that I can do this.
How has your relationship with Locke changed?
It changed. I think it changed tremendously. We weren't really talking, but now, we have those man-to-man talks. We have conversations. So it's really better.
Was that more? Did you have to be more open, or did you have to be more aggressive in getting those talks, or
Yeah, I definitely got to be more aggressive in talking. I don't really talk much, so I always been like that. I had to, like I said, I had to grow up.
You've talked during the recruiting process, kind of like Curtis Samuel comparison. Now that you're here, you've been in it for a year. Do you still view yourself that way? Has that changed at all, or do you still think you can do some of those things?
I still think I can do some of those things. Also, I just want to be a team player and help the team out as much as I can.
Do you think that more traditional running back role like we saw, I mean, obviously those guys last year caught passes out of the backfield and stuff, but how is that part of your game coming along?
I feel like being part of the pass game is really important for me because I am really big, I'm scat back for real, so I can catch the ball, I can run the ball too, I got a good game, so.
We all often hear with running backs pass protection and how important that is. Young guys often have to learn that. Right. How much have you worked on that, and how big of a focus is that?
In high school, you really ain't really block in high school. So, coming here, you really gotta lock into the pass protection because we the last resort of somebody getting to the quarterback.
So watching Travion do that last year, what kind of impact did that make on you in terms of the importance of the pass protection?
Yeah, he was a great blocker, man. You gotta ball up. That's what he told me. You gotta lock in for it. So.
Sam, just what's it like for you to kind of, go through the process you did of, entering the portal, then coming back, and now being back here?
Like I said before, how to grow up. How to control my life. Now I do. I was listening to the wrong people.
Yeah, you said you have to grow up. But where do you feel like you're more mature going into the second year?
I feel like I need to be more vocal to not only my teammates, to my coach. Coaches.
As a true freshman, does it feel like you're just going along for the ride? Is that like what your freshman year is? You're just going where you're told, and did you not have enough control of what you were doing?
Kind of, but I also had to. It was a learning year. I feel like that's what everybody's freshman year is. Some people's freshman year is. You got to learn. Gotta learn to listen. So that's what it was.
Sam, is that what you hear as you're going through the recruiting process over and over? It's going to be different when you get there. It's going to be different when you get there. But you can't really know what it's like until you get there and go through it. What is the advice to Turbo Rogers or Isaiah West or Bo Jackson from you, knowing that they're going through what you went through last?
I'll say it's very different. Different aspects of you're not going to be being up late at night. You're going to be you got to be locked in. You got to know when to go to sleep early. You got to know when to you're gonna have classes at night. You're gonna have good stuff that you didn't do in high school. You're doing it here. You're going to meetings late, especially in fall camp. You got meetings late. You're here all day. So
I talk about it all the time, like in high school, but then you have to actually.
No, it's real. It's real.
What's the bond like just between you and James that you've grown over this last year? How have you seen him grow?
I've seen him grow as literally starting to be a leader now. Leader of the room, and you just being that vocal person that we need.
When you're one of only two, returning scholarship guys in that room, do you feel like even though you're just the second year, that you do have to be a leader in the room?
I feel like I do have to be a leader. I'm one of the oldest people in the room, so I gotta be that person.
What has CJ brought to the room?
CJ brought a good teammate, a vocal leader, a good player, and also a good friend.
All right, Sam.